Street Outlaws began as one of the most unexpected success stories in reality television. When Discovery Channel premiered the first episode in June 2013, nobody involved expected it to become a national phenomenon. The show followed a group of street racers from Oklahoma City who maintained an unofficial ranking system called The List. Unlike many reality programs, the cast members were not professional entertainers. They were mechanics, racers, and everyday people who spent their nights competing on local roads. Their authenticity became the show's greatest strength. Viewers connected with figures like Big Chief, Murder Nova, Farm Truck, AZN, Doc, and Dominator because they felt real. What started as a small documentary quickly attracted millions of viewers and transformed ordinary racers into television stars. Fans were drawn to the friendships, rivalries, and passion that existed long before cameras arrived. Merchandise sales exploded, race appearances attracted huge crowds, and the cast suddenly found themselves living lives they had never imagined. Yet beneath the success, problems were already beginning to form. One of the first tragedies connected to the show occurred before most viewers even knew it existed. Chris "Flip" Fletcher, a popular member of the original 405 crew, died in a motorcycle accident just days before the pilot episode aired. He never lived to see the show's success or understand how many people would eventually know his name. His death cast a shadow over the program's beginning and served as a reminder that life outside the cameras could be unpredictable. The cast honored his memory throughout the years that followed, but his absence remained deeply felt. As Street Outlaws continued growing, the emotional impact of losing a friend remained part of its story. The show became larger every season, yet those closest to Flip never forgot that one of the original members was missing from the success they had all helped create. At the center of the franchise stood Justin Shearer, better known as Big Chief. More than any other cast member, he represented the spirit of Street Outlaws. Long before Discovery arrived, he had earned respect within Oklahoma City's racing scene and served as an unofficial leader. On television, he became the narrator, organizer, and face of the franchise. Fans trusted him because he appeared authentic and deeply connected to the culture the show was portraying. His role as race master gave the series structure while his personality gave it identity. For years, Street Outlaws revolved around his leadership. Whether organizing races, resolving disputes, or defending the reputation of the 405 crew, Big Chief remained at the center of the action. However, as the franchise expanded into new formats such as America's List and No Prep Kings, tensions began to emerge. According to Chief, production decisions gradually moved the show away from the principles that had made it successful. New rules, new formats, and greater production control created disagreements. In 2022, after nearly a decade as the franchise's most recognizable figure, Big Chief announced his departure. His exit shocked viewers and created a void that proved impossible to replace. Although the series continued, many longtime fans felt that the heart of Street Outlaws had left with him. Only months later, another devastating event changed the future of the franchise. On August 7, 2022, racer Ryan Fellows was competing during the filming of Street Outlaws, fastest in America near Las Vegas. Driving his Nissan 240Z, Fellows lost control near the finish line. The vehicle rolled and burst into flames. Despite desperate rescue efforts, he could not be saved. He died at 41 years old, leaving behind a wife and 2 children. The tragedy immediately raised serious questions about safety. Investigations followed, and Ryan's family later filed a wrongful death lawsuit against companies connected to the production. The lawsuit argued that the road used for filming was significantly narrower than standard drag racing facilities and alleged that safer alternatives were available. Whether the claims were ultimately proven or not, the accident permanently altered public perception of the franchise. What had once been viewed primarily as entertainment now carried the memory of a fatal accident that occurred during production. For many fans, Ryan Fellows' death marked a turning point from which Street Outlaws never fully recovered. As the show struggled to redefine itself following Big Chief's departure and the loss of Ryan Fellows, another heartbreaking tragedy struck the racing community. Lizzie Musei had become one of the brightest stars associated with No Prep Kings. The daughter of legendary engine builder Pat Musei, she possessed remarkable talent and a deep understanding of drag racing. Fans admired her confidence, competitiveness, and determination. In 2023, she became the first female driver to win a No Prep Kings event, a milestone that appeared to signal an even greater future ahead. Then she revealed that she had been diagnosed with stage 4 triple-negative breast cancer, one of the most aggressive forms of the disease. Rather than withdraw from public life, Lizzie openly shared her battle and continued racing whenever possible. Her courage inspired countless fans. In May 2024, she reached the final round of a major event before traveling overseas for specialized treatment. Just weeks later, on June 27, 2024, she passed away at only 33 years old. The loss sent shockwaves through the racing world. For many viewers, Lizzie represented the future of the franchise. Her death became another painful chapter in a series already burdened by tragedy. By this stage, Street Outlaws had suffered multiple blows. The original spirit that fueled its rise had weakened. Its most recognizable star had left. Several beloved figures had passed away. While new content continued to be produced, the connection between the audience and the franchise no longer felt as strong as it once had. At the same time, television itself was changing. Traditional cable audiences were shrinking as viewers increasingly turned to streaming platforms, YouTube channels, and social media content. Many racers discovered they could connect directly with fans without depending on television networks. The same technology that helped build Street Outlaws eventually reduced the need for it. Fans no longer had to wait for a weekly episode when they could follow their favorite racers online every day. The final chapter arrived during 2025. Speed Promotions Racing, the organization operating No Prep Kings after the Street Outlaws brand expanded, faced growing challenges. Attendance fluctuated, television arrangements became uncertain, and the business model that had supported the franchise for years appeared increasingly unstable. Eventually, the remaining races scheduled for the 2025 season were cancelled. Reports confirmed that no new television agreement was in place. What had once been one of Discovery's most successful automotive franchises suddenly found itself without a clear future. For longtime fans, the announcement felt less like a shocking ending and more like confirmation that an era had already passed. The original Street Outlaws formula, centered on Oklahoma City racers defending their reputation and climbing the list, had largely disappeared years earlier. By the time the final races were cancelled, the show that audiences originally loved no longer truly existed. Yet despite the collapse of the television franchise, the story did not end completely. The racers who helped build Street Outlaws remain active in the automotive world. Big Chief continues producing content independently while building cars and participating in events. Murder Nova, Farm Truck, AZN, Doc, Daddy Dave, Ryan Martin, and others continue racing, appearing at shows, and interacting directly with fans. Independent events still attract large crowds, proving that enthusiasm for racing culture remains strong even without a television network promoting it. What disappeared was not the community itself. What disappeared was the specific television formula that transformed a group of Oklahoma City racers into national personalities. Looking back, the collapse of Street Outlaws was not caused by a single event. It resulted from a combination of losses, conflicts, tragedies, and industry changes that accumulated over time. The deaths of Flip, Ryan Fellows, and Lizzie Musei each left emotional scars. Big Chief's departure removed the figure most responsible for holding the original vision together. The shift from grassroots street racing to larger organized competitions changed the show's identity. Economic pressures and changing viewing habits weakened its foundation. By the end of 2025, the franchise that once dominated automotive television had largely faded away. Yet its legacy remains visible in the racers it introduced to millions of viewers and in the community it helped bring into the spotlight. Street Outlaws may no longer exist in the form that made it famous, but the culture it showcased continues to survive on racetracks, social media platforms, and independent events across America. The cameras may have stopped rolling, but for the people who built that world, the race never truly ended.